Hey guys, this is Eve with Scrapbooking with me. Happy Monday. I know Monday's usually a rough day everywhere, but we are alive and kicking, so it is a happy Monday. Today we're going to make another table favor, and I know it seems like I'm doing a lot of table favors and things right now, but I'm just trying to get my Thanksgiving table ready and decorated up. So this one is going to be for adults or children. I think it would be really cute for adults, and you could put whatever you wanted to in there. I'm just going to show it with a little bit of candy in there, but you could do whatever. You're going to need a piece of cardstock, and you can use whatever color matches your decor. I'm going to use this kind of a burnt orange looking color, and it's going to need to be 7 inches by 11 inches. And all of these measurements will be on my blog. If you've missed it or whatever, it'll all be on my blog. I promise. I will get that up as soon as I get finished filming this. Alright, 7 by 11, and you're going to score on the long, you're going to put it on the short side in. You're going to score down the long side at 1 inches on both sides. Whoops. I sure can't score straight today. There we go. 1 inch, I'm sorry. I'm not doing my vocabulary very well this morning either, am I? Okay, and then you're going to turn it to the long side, and you're going to score at 4 inches and at 5 inches. Excuse me, this is a very thick cardstock, so I'm going to go over it a couple of times. So at 4 inches and at 5 inches. Okay, and that's all the scoring you're going to need to do right now. So you can lay that aside. Now this is going to be the bottom of our little favor box, and this is going to be the top. And on the top I want to round it, kind of like I want to put a rounded top in there. You could use a plate, a glass, whatever you have to round this with. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use, if this one's big enough, this one may not be big enough, I may have to find a larger one. Let's see. I am going to use this, I think, to round this off. And this is just an old Creative Memories cutting die thing. So let's see, try to get that as straight as I can. I'm just going to lay that down there, and then where my score lines are on each side, I'm just going to draw a line. So that's going to give me the top curve. And then on the bottom, I also want to make a curve, but I want to make it, excuse me, I am so sorry. I want to make it just the opposite. I want it to come down instead of rounding up. I want it to round down. So I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to put this at the top, just like that. I'm going to put it this way so I can see it a little bit better. We have lots of plants and things dying around here, so it is getting my sinuses big time. I'm sorry about the coughing and clearing my throat. I really apologize. Okay, that wasn't very straight. Let's try that again. Okay, so that one's a little bit better, and now all we're going to do is we're going to cut out where we notched this, or where we made our little curve. I'm going to try to cut out that pencil mark so that I won't have to do any erasing. Okay, so there we go on that. Now, if you wanted to, you could cut this out, and then you could just flip it over, bring it to the top, and do it that way and cut that one out. That's fine. You wouldn't have to mark both of them. Okay. Alright, so we've got that cut out. Now let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's going to work. Now you want to go in on these two little pieces right here where you made your score lines across. You want to go in right there and you want to notch those out. So you want to cut up to that score line. And then I am going to, on this piece and this piece, I'm going to notch them out just a little bit. So just about that much. And then flip it over on the other side and do the very same thing. And then just notch that out. You're not notching this little piece, you're notching the two pieces on either side of it. Okay, just like that. Now what we want to do before we start putting anything together, and I'm going to go ahead, this has got a little pencil mark on there, so I'm going to go ahead and erase that. You want to take a white piece of cardstock, and that is cut 5 inches by 2.5 inches. And that'll go across there. And then you can take decorative scissors, a punch if you have it. This is the only scallop punch I have, and it does have some, it looks like an eyelet scallop. If you had just a regular one, it would be a little bit better probably. But I'm going to use this one. If you had decorative scissors and you don't have a punch, then just use your decorative scissors. And I am going to, now I have a lot of people that ask me about punches. Flip it upside down, start at the very edge, putting your paper, see if I can get it back in there. Putting your paper right at the edge, punch it, and then when you move it down, you just want to line one of these up with that one that's already punched, just like that. See? And then move it on down again and do the same thing. Line that one up. See, I've got that one right there lined up. Line the last one up with the last one that you punched, and then just punch it. Okay. And what this is going to be is, it's going to be the scallop that's around the Pilgrim's collar. This is going to be the little scallop collar. And you wouldn't have to cut it this wide, but I cut mine a little bit wider just so that I could make sure that I had enough room to cut out that scallop. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. And I'm probably just going to bring it down. Let me see. I'm going to eyeball this. I'm going to bring it down about 1 inch. And I'm going to make a tiny little mark right there. And this is bringing it down 1 inch from, I'm just bringing it down 1 inch from this little score line right here down. That's going to cover up. It's going to cover up that scallop, and then I'll be able to cut out the back part. Like I said, you wouldn't need a piece of paper this wide. I overcompensate. You could probably make this 2 inches. It would probably be fine. So I am putting a little bit of glue on here, and then I'm going to match up where I made my little notches, where I made my little marks. Then I'm just going to flip it over to the back side, and see, you wouldn't need a piece that wide, so you could cut yours down a little bit more. Like I said, I try to overcompensate for mistakes, because bound for me to make a mistake. And if you cut it wider like this, and you do make a little bit of an error on punching, then you can always trim that off and go again. So I'd rather have a little bit too much is not enough. Okay, so there's our collar. So that did very well. And now we need to put a buckle on here and a little belt. Okay, your belt is going to be 1 inch by 5 inches. So you need to cut that. And then your little buckle, and I just made mine out of a shiny gold piece of paper. Your buckle needs to be cut at 1.5, yes, 1.5 by 1.5. And then what I'm going to do is on the opposite side, you have the Tim Holtz ruler, you can just lay that ruler down at let me move the light, at 1/4 inch, right there like that, and then just draw a line down. And then I want to make sure that I don't cut this more than, I want to leave 1/4 inch at the top and the bottom. I know this is confusing right now, but hold on and you'll know what I'm trying to do. Okay, you marked in 1/4 inch here, 1/4 inch there. You mark down 1/4 inch and up 1/4 inch. Now all you're going to do is from this 1/4 inch little mark right here to this one, you're going to slice that. You're going to slice it on both sides, this side and this side. It's going to make our buckle. So let me get my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to do it over here, and I think you can still see this. All I'm going to do is just take my X-Acto knife and just slice right down that little line that I made there. Now you want to do is take your belt and you want to feed it in to one side and out through the other. And there is your little buckle and your belt. So we can go ahead and put those down. And keeping it up away from that score line right there. So I'm going to bring it probably right above that. I'm going to put some glue on the back side. And put my buckle in the center. And there we go, we have that down. And now if you have some 3/8 of an inch brown ribbon, this would be a very good time to use it. I don't have any 3/8 of an inch. All mine is too wide. So I just cut a piece of the brown paper that matches this belt at 3/8 of an inch by 2 inches. And I'm just going to fold it kind of like a ribbon, just like that. Fold it like that. And then I'm going to cut up at a little angle on either side. So you've got a ribbon and then it's cut up in an angle just like that. And then I'm going to use that for my tie. And again, I'm going to use some glue. Use some glue on the back, and then I'm going to put some glue in the middle right here so that it'll stick together. And I'm going to put that in the center as best I can right there. And don't worry if you get a little of that glue on the outside, it does dry clear. I'm always putting too much glue on there, so. Okay, so there is the tie. There is the belt. And now we're ready to put him together. Okay, I'm going to run some glue right here. Glue on this side. And then these two little flaps you just want to glue down to the bottom. You really don't need those, but those will just be for extra support on the bottom. And then you want to bring these up, and I have no clue why I put so much glue on there. Don't put your glue all the way to the top. Put your glue on this one. You see, I ran the glue too far. There we go. But that will dry clear, so I'm not going to worry about that. So there is your little Pilgrim shirt box, I guess you could say. Now, if you wanted to make this smaller, just change the measurements of your main paper, and you can make it a little bit smaller. It's not a problem. I am going to take some, and I got bags that are way too big, so, but I'm going to take some of these little candy corns, and I'm going to take a little piece of ribbon. And I'm just going to tie this ribbon around the top. And then we'll slide this down in there. And there you are. Very quick, very easy, but a cute party favor. Now, if you didn't want to put candy in this, if you was making these for adults, you could slide a little gift card in there, or just, you know, anything. You could slide just a pen and a little notepad in there for them. A little, let's see, what else have I got around here? You could put a hand sanitizer and a little notepad and a little tissue pack, just anything like that that you could slide inside there if you wanted to do this for adults and you didn't want to give them a bunch of candy, you know, whatever. But I think they're so cute. They're easy to make, and they look adorable, I do think. And I think they'll look really good on the Thanksgiving table. Alright guys, that is it for today. We will talk to you guys later. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up. And leave any comments, or, you know, leave me some comments in the description below. I would like to read your comments. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.